Oh God, I don't know if we're gonna make it.
We have 5 miles, 0%.
Oh God, what are we gonna do? We are in the middle of nowhere.
This doesn't make any sense. I don't know why it always has to cut it so close. This happens every time I road trip in this car.
It's never happened to me. This is the first time for me.
Yeah, you should have been with me before. We're either going to barely make it or barely not make it. We have 5 miles.
It said
0% remaining.
Oh my gosh, my stomach is turning. I cannot handle this.
1%. I'm going to keep going slow. But this
I do not
is
feel
ridiculous.
better yet. Oh my God, what if we don't make it?
0%.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is driving me nuts.
This is
oh
not
my God,
rocket
I'm
science,
stressed
Elon.
out.
That's your other company. Okay, it is 7:27 p.m. and tomorrow morning we're going to get up and do a road trip from our place here in Denver to our place in Coronado, California. That's an island off the coast of San Diego. And I've done this trip a number of times over the past few months, but I've done it in an ICE vehicle, ICE, internal combustion engine, so a normal car. But this is going to be the first time that we've done this straight through, or attempted to, in our Tesla Model 3. And it's going to be a family of 4. So we're leaving Reagan here with her mom, but she's going to fly out and meet us later. So we're going to have 2 kids in the back of the car, and then Aaron and myself in the front. And we're going to try to make it, get up early enough and leave early enough tomorrow morning that we can get from here to there. Now, when I do this in a regular car, I've made time as good as 13 hours door to door, which is pretty nuts, by the way. I mean, I'm going pretty wild, you know, right on that border of getting pulled over and not getting pulled over. And that's not a bad day, but you got to remember that's like 2 fill-up stops with gasoline, and those take me maybe an average of 10 minutes, if that. In a Tesla, not only do we have to stop more often, and it's usually, I don't know, 5 or 7 times to get from here to there, but each one of those stops takes a whole lot longer. We're talking anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, just depending on the supercharger, how busy it is, if there are people in the line, if it's a slow supercharger or a faster supercharger, and a number of other things like how fast the battery or how far the battery has been drained. So trying to do this straight through is going to be pretty crazy. I'm guessing somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 hours straight through. Some of you have probably done 20-hour road trips. I know I have. But doing it in a Tesla with kids, I think, is going to add a whole other dynamic. So anyway, we're going to see how this goes. Stick with us, and let's see what pans out. Okay, it's 4:37 a.m. and we're ready to hit the road. This is about an hour later than I like to leave when I do these road trips, but it is what it is. So we'll see if we make it all the way through, or if we stop someplace in between tonight and pick the rest of it up in the morning. Off we go.
Wish us luck.
Now we have full self-driving on this Tesla, so we're going to try to do like full autopilot as much of this trip as possible. How you guys doing so far?
Good.
Did you get a good nap? You ready for a full day of driving?
On
Cool.
a full day, we're gonna eat breakfast.
You ready for breakfast? All right, we'll see what we can find. So we're hooked up to the supercharger, and you can see right here we're doing about 90 kilowatts, which isn't bad, but it's not great. I think that the newest generation of superchargers could do up to maybe 250 kilowatts. So that's just going to do specify how fast we can actually charge the car up. Obviously, the faster we can charge, the better that is for our overall road trip time. Now, what we do is set the actual limit for the battery, and I keep this one pretty low, like within the daily area here, probably 75%, just doing day-to-day stuff. But when we're road tripping, we want to be able to fill it up. I want to be able to fill it up as much as possible. A lot of people don't do that, but I actually top that out so that we can go all the way up. It's not good to do that for your battery as a general rule, but just for road trips, if I want to be able to have a full battery charge so that we can go as far as possible between charging stops, then I set that. So Erin gets to take a turn at the wheel. Yay! For the first time ever on a road trip, right?
Very true, yes. You've never let me. Bears. I've never wanted to.
All right, we made it to Green River, Utah. If you haven't been here before, it's kind of boring. There's not a whole lot going on. It's a really big place for like doing big ATV dune buggy things. They're all over the place. And Green River and the canyon lands behind me here. It's really cool. It's a beautiful area, but it's just, it's hard to find anything to do here. So there's a restaurant across the street that we actually had lunch at one time. It was really good, solid restaurant. But other than that, a few motels and not much else. 0%. I've seen it say that we're going to end up with 0% before, but not when we're actually this close. That's when we say, let's stop somewhere else and get more juice.
My heart is in my stomach right now. Now we have this little hill that we're going up, and oh no.
Yeah, but so we have 8 miles left on the battery, estimated, and 6.2 left on our trip. But I tell you, this is not 1/10 as bad as the first time I drove out here, and it was the middle of the night.
Oh my gosh. I am so
1%.
nervous. Oh, we got a % back. Okay, so we can do that. So we gained oh, it went back to 0. Oh no. Well, we have 1.5 miles to spare on our battery, but it still says, oh, now 1%. Whew.
At this point, I could push us the rest of the way.
Oh my god. All right, babe. Give me a guess. Are we going to make it?
I think we're going to make it. I think it's just like fuel tanks where they leave a little extra in there so that if you do hit 0, you've still got that buffer.
I sure hope so, because we're cutting it real close.
1%.
1%. And, okay, 2 miles to spare. I'm feeling better about it knowing that we are so close.
I think we're fine. What's the worst that could happen? We have to call roadside assistance and they have to drive like 200 yards to charge us. Can you charge us for 3 seconds just so we can get to the supercharger, please? I blame Elon. I blame Tesla. Like, why would you send us to one where it's going to be cut this close? It's also not good for the battery.
We are cutting it close for sure, but I think you're right. We're going to make it.
Did you see that Model X just pass us? I wonder if they know. I always wonder that. Like, if you see if you're in a Tesla and you see another Tesla that's going really slow, you're like, I bet they're almost out of battery.
Range anxiety. I've got that for sure.
Okay. Just us, right?
This is
That's it.
Now take exit 109 on the
What
right.
sentence? You're getting off.
All right, we actually made it. Barely, by the skin of our teeth, but we made it. I actually never had any doubts.
Well, this road trip is sponsored by Red Bull.
They're always sponsored by Red Bull.
I can't make it another minute without a Red Bull, but also
Speaking of not being able to make it another minute. We've decided not to go all the way through to Coronado today. Not
Yeah.
because it was too hard or because we're too tired.
Or
yet.
the kids
It's
were
still
driving
light out.
us crazy.
Oh, that was one. No. It's because we've had some snafus with the superchargers. So we've actually spent like more than 90 minutes at this point trying to get supercharged. And we run into this a lot when you're doing cross country. I mean, it's nice to believe that there are thousands of these supercharging stations all around the world so you can go anywhere. The problem is they have to work. And I find 30% of the time they don't work. They can be slow, they can be broken, they can be full. It depends. So seriously, what, 6 out of the past 7 out of the past 8 superchargers we've tried tonight have not worked. Finally, we got one that's got decent speed and is actually working, but it's really pushed us behind schedule. And we tell everybody this is the big downside of road tripping in a Tesla. If you're trying to keep any kind of schedule, it's going to be a huge challenge.
Yeah. So
We left at 5 and it is essentially 7, so it's already been 14 hours. And we're not even
close.
into California yet.
Yep. Right.
So yeah, it's not gonna happen. So we're gonna check up in Barstow. It's kind of nice because we can grab some dinner and have some cocktails, which we wouldn't be able to do if we were still driving.
Yay!
Even though Tesla's doing most of the driving, it's still illegal.
Yeah. It's still
And a really bad
drinking and
idea.
driving, even if you're not driving.
So we're gonna chill, get up early in the morning, and do the rest of the 3 hours into Coronado.
Yep.
So we ended up stopping and staying the night in Barstow, California. Cool little town, kind of out in the middle of the desert, and found a decent hotel where I've stayed before. That other time I almost ran out of juice, remember that?
Well, yeah, remember they didn't have any outdoor dining because of the pandemic, so we could only order and walk it back to our rooms. So we got food
Chili's.
and margs, too.
Yeah, margs to go.
They were
like
terrible margs.
2 buckets. Yeah, they were pretty bad.
Yeah. Not Lockwood
And ate them in our room.
And drank them in our room.
And drank them in our room. Operation Tesla Road Trip Denver to Coronado, take 2. Now we're hitting the road. It's 7:30 a.m. and we're going to do the rest of the trip. Should be about 3 hours to Coronado and then done.
Easy.
And I tell you what, after we get back to Denver, I don't know if I want to do this one again.
No.
Let's just start flying.
Yeah, we're gonna fly. Yeah.
It's way too inefficient.
Pandemic pending, but we're gonna fly.
Pretty easy jaunt the next morning, just about 3 hours to get from Barstow to our front door in Coronado.
That's a much easier drive.
Yeah, and so we didn't quite do exactly what we were hoping to do or planning to do, but that's okay. I think we had a really good time. The kids actually did really well with it.
Yeah, much better than I expected. They just had their iPads in the back and they chilled.
Yeah, and it just goes to show it's one of our core values. Happiness is a choice. So yes, it took 2 days instead of 1 day. We had some challenges along the way, but I think we had a really good time. It was fun to be together as a family, and what a cool experience to get to vlog about.
Good memory.
So we get to do trips like this and enjoy the time in various places around the world because of remote work, remote school, and the Inspirato Pass program, plus our house in Coronado.
Yes.
But if you want to learn more about the Inspirato Pass program, go to followabc.com/pass. That's our website, and you can get information about the program, you can get maximum discounts, and you can understand some of the pricing that's in that.
And make sure to join our inner circle because it'll alert you to prizes and giveaways.
Yes, prizes like shakers, cocktail shakers. We've got drones. And we're always sharing our videos first on that list, so to give you advance notice when we've got new content up from all of these amazing trips. And please comment and like and share because we would love to know what you guys think.
Smash that like button.
And we're out of here.
That way.